starts off by, first of all, loving self. So, how well do you love yourself? Let's think about that for a minute. How do you show love to yourself? Over the past years, self-care has become more promoted, more acceptable, something that we need to be more intentional about. And so, how do you care for yourself? Because in order to love somebody else, we first have to love ourselves. So love starts with me loving me, you loving you, and then we can love those around us. You'll be your best self when you show love to yourself. So for me today, love for myself, I went out to the movies. Okay, so I didn't really watch the movie. I won't say what the movie was because I fell asleep. I wanted to love my family and go out Valentine's Day. It was a family affair with my husband, my son, and my mother. And I slept. Okay? But it was a good movie. And part of loving yourself is just being able to laugh at yourself sometimes. Like, okay, I slept. It's okay. It's okay to sleep in the movie. I won't say what the movie is, so I won't blame the movie. I just needed sleep. And so sleep took over. So how can you love yourself? What are some ways to love yourself? Is it going for massage, going for facial, getting some well-needed rest, taking a break from all the technology that's constantly around us, reading a good book? What are some ways that you can show love to yourself? I think another great way is, what are you saying to yourself? What words are you saying to yourself? It makes a difference. Because that's the heart of a leader. Starts with me, starts with you. And another thing you could do is leading and helping other people to become leaders. How can you help other people to become leaders? Knowing who they are, knowing what their drive, what drives them, what they're hoping to achieve, and helping them get there. When I worked as an engineer, one of the things I appreciated from my boss at the time was he always made sure that he knew that I wanted to get to the next level, and he would encourage me to take classes, trainings, ways to improve my knowledge of my job. He didn't feel threatened that I might promote and take his job. He was very secure in himself, which was really good. And so he loved himself. And therefore, he was able to help those around him, which included me. I mostly had male, being in engineering, male. I did have one female boss, but most of my bosses were male. And for the most part, I had great bosses, but my last boss was amazing. He was a really, really amazing person. So that's one thing to note. Focus on your potential leader needs and help them become better leaders themselves. And imagine if you're surrounded by a team of great leaders working together. You can imagine what that team will be like. And it starts with you. Being dependable for your team is another way to have the heart of a leader. And I think I'm on here. I believe I am on. This is what happens when you have different devices. I think I'm on like 8 platforms at the moment, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. So dependability, being able to be there when your team needs you. That's dependability. And also knowing what you can do from who you are. That's a very interesting and powerful statement. Knowing what you can do as opposed to who you are. Do you allow what you can do to define who you are? To some extent, yes, that is a part of who you are, but that's not all there is to you. Say, for example, you're very good at writing, but it doesn't stop there. There's so many things that have come out in the past year. For example, ChatGPT is like amazing. It makes things easier for a lot of people who maybe writing is not at the top of their skill. I use ChatGPT a lot for my writing, not all my writing, but I use it. And so it's makes things level playing field for some who are gifted and for those of us who are not so gifted. But you still have to put in your flavor when you use it. But still, it's a great tool. So you can't just rely on your talent. You need to keep improving yourself all the time. Think of the top people in sports. I think I read somewhere that Michael Jordan used to be one of the last people to leave the practice court because he was constantly playing. In fact, I think it's been said that the first few times he tried to get on a basketball team, he was rejected. But he kept going because he saw his potential and he kept honing his skill. So the heart of a leader starts with you as the leader, loving yourself, bringing up those around you, helping them become better leaders, being dependable for people to rely on you, doing what you say you would, when you say you will do it, bringing out the best in your team. And with that, you will have an amazing heart of a leader. All right. Happy Valentine's and see you next time. God bless.